Hello everybody. I wanted to do a take two of this video. Some of y'all might have seen it, but I didn't like how it came out so big. It was like almost 20 minutes long. So what we're gonna do is take two. We're gonna take that video down and I'll put this one up. This is Virtual World vs. Adamacipator's. I won the RPS. So looking at our hands, this guy's hand is nuts. He got all the minors along with signs and a Doki, which is cool. But like this hand is just crazy going first or second. My hand pretty lackluster. I only have Lao Lao as the virtual world monster, and I have no other, role plays. Unfortunately, I did open up the city. When you open up city, it just makes your hand so powerful. Being able to put up the trap right away. So we go Lao Lao, send the spell, and search. Of course, we get the Lulu to search another monster. And then here, one thing with the deck, I always try to play through Nib. So I always try to like put up a negate before 5 summons. Here I make QB. And instead of putting up a negate, I just went ahead and put BFD. I thought my hand was so bad, if they nib me, fuck it, like I got nibbed. But I'd rather with a bad hand, I'd rather try to put everything on this BFD than to make like a crystal wing that is much easier to out. Unfortunately for me, he actually top decks the best card to play with against the BFD. Forced to call Dark. I was really scared of a Gamma, but he didn't have it. So it was crazy. He had a really good hand, and then he had like the perfect answer to my VFD. It goes back to my turn. I'm thinking he's playing some sort of like control deck or something, because he didn't do anything but use the Red Ice Fusion. So I just out it with a VFD. Kind of sucks that I got rid of it like that, but you know, it's okay because I fortunately have the Shen in the graveyard. So really good follow up there. I just go ahead and play with Lulu. Again, trying to play through Nib. Go ahead and make the Gossip Shadow. Lala's effect. Super strong Lala, bringing back any of them, being an additional reborn. And now here, like I said, I think he's playing some sort of control deck. So obviously I already used my battle phase, so I just want to set up like a board. It's kind of hard for him to break. And if you look at this board, this ain't nothing crazy, This is kind of like a towers. I have like a monster negate here, and I have a little macrocosmo along with imperm and the Shushi. Like I said, he has the nuts hand, so he's special summons analyzer. I didn't want to respond to it just because, it was a special summon. It wasn't even his normal. So he goes ahead and play, and I want him to commit to the board because I want him to get his cards banished. I know it's really hard to do Hulk combos if like your tuner goes Spanish. So here he's just going, trying to break my board, like Adamancipators do. He's heading off all his minors, so it's pretty good. Goes ahead and makes Reptite, and that actually forces my negate. And I just wanted to slow down just to kind of talk about it. So I force my Imperm, then he goes into Phoenix to force out my other um, interaction. So I go ahead and just negate it with Gossip Shadow, just because I really want to hold this. If you can't out the Shen, he's gonna have a lot of hard time playing. Goes and summons Doki, and like he was playing really good. Shout out to him. Shout out Thomas 605. He's playing super good. Goes ahead and does Researcher. Um, since I did drop the nib off the Gossip Shadow, I was just thinking, let me just get rid of this Guardian, and then let me nib him when I get the chance. Just because Shen will come back. Sigma will stay there because it's unaffected. So it'll be a lot easier to deal with his board. He goes ahead, Researcher hits the Doki. I believe he makes access code, but access code here doesn't have any pops. Since everything has been getting banished. He's just at 43. At this point, I figure like honestly, on resolution, I'm just gonna nib him just to go for game really quick and easy next. Of course, this is so cool that it doesn't get tributed. So even if I didn't have Nib, his access code talker couldn't really have done anything. He could have just kind of had to beat my board, but I would have just had a lot of follow up. That Nib just kind of made the game go by a lot faster. So we go to game two, and it's actually he's going first, and unfortunately for him, he actually opens up pretty bad. Two hand traps, so that's good against me, but just analyze there and doesn't hit anything. My hand is pretty good. It's a little dead with the Shusha in hand, but I opened up the City and Lulu, so I can't complain. City and Lulu is broken. And then of course I draw the Eat Telly. So I go ahead, City for the trap, so my Lulu can, do its thing. Oh, my phone fell. Hopefully you guys didn't hear that. Go ahead and make Eat Telly for the Nyan Nyan. Make Coral Dragon just to out his back row. I don't know what it was. And discard the trap. He probably didn't use this because of his life points. He didn't want to get killed. So I kind of agree with it, kind of not. This is a two card combo deck. Like a lot of two cards can just get you going. So if you ripped out if you ripped out City, it would have hurt me a little bit, but I still would have like monsters to summon. So here he nibs me, which is pretty good. This is when I was about to make a Gossip Shadow, so he had the right chance to nib me. But unfortunately for him, I kept the Lao Lao because this helps you play through Nib if you just have one of your spells or traps. Lao Lao so busted. Then Coral gives me the draw. I draw Nibiru. I go Lao Lao and I send the Nyan Nyan so I can have a little more follow up. And then I go into Vermilion mech. Unfortunately I completely forgot. He Lancey'd me, so I couldn't really get value off of that, and it kind of cut me off from using my King Long and my Shushi. So after that, he has signs. Go to end phase, just add Lulu off of GG, and he just has a lot of gas. Like he just has Analyzer, and he stacks to get a draw. At this point, I don't even have a disruption because nothing. I only have one thing banished. So I figure, I should just scoop it up. Go to game three. Let's keep going, because I just Adamacipator doing Adamacipator things. Unfortunately for me, if you guys count the summon, it was Analyzer, Dragite, so that's two, three, and then four special summoned it. And his fifth summon was a normal summon for Guardian. So it was crazy because the nib I had in hand, it just didn't matter. So like I said, I scoop it up. I'm going to game three. Of course, I'm going first. My hand is nuts. My hand is crazy. I got Lulu, best starter, Lao Lao, one of the best extenders, and the City, super good extender. Then I got Monster Reborn, just in case I need to follow it up. So I go Lulu, search the Nyan Nyan, and King Long, search the GG. And I go ahead and discard Nyan Nyan, because it's graveyard effect, and also I can just bring it back with Lao Lao. I go ahead and make them both 6 to make Sulkin. Trying to play through Nib, and with Crystal Wing, then GG. Send the King Long for the follow-up on Nyan Nyan, summon itself from the graveyard because, last time I summoned it from Lao Lao. Charge Warrior just to get another draw. And then this is my end board. And that's the cool thing about this deck. You don't end with like a crazy board, but the board is pretty oppressive. Shen Shen, being a Macrocosmos on the field. I got one Crystal Wing. I got basically 2 of the same cards here, but it's all good. I can still use one of them since one of them is loaded up. And then GG giving me that Lulu for the follow-up play. Just crazy. His hand's not crazy. He has Red Eyes Fusion, which arguably I think this might have been the right play to make. But yeah, he chose not to do it. He thinks he can break the board. So he goes ahead and used Doki. This told me he had signs. I don't think he would have just thrown away Seeker. So I'm pretty sure he had signs. But I have to negate with the Crystal Wing. Signs comes out, and I'm just thinking about using Shushe because I know his hand is kind of weak if he's playing like this. Oh, he changed the Cosmic. So he pretty much outs my two pieces of interaction. I'll go Seeker, and of course, he already stacks his deck, so goes for Supplier. And here, I only have Shenshen, so it's good that I have her. He makes, yeah, Reptite, and I believe he hits the Analyzer, so he's hitting pretty good. Then he goes on Analyzer, to hit something else. Here he kind of fucked up putting the cards back. I didn't really care too much. Like it bothered me, but you know, it's DB. We can't really fix it. So whatever. He hits the Guardian, then he goes ahead and links off into the Dragite. And I was really scared here. He was actually I thought he if he cleared my Shanshan, it would actually put me in a worse position. But he goes ahead and just clears the back row, which was pretty good for me, and the Crystal Wing. Yeah, Shenshen, as you guys know, it can reborn itself from the graveyard. So I was pretty happy he didn't bounce it back. That would it's gonna give me a follow-up play. Back to my turn. My hand here is nuts. Just I got Lulu and Lao Lao, so he can't he's gonna lose. I just have a lot of gas, allowing a monster reborn, and the tracker can also help me bring back Nyan Nyan. So I go ahead and summon Shen Shen. Maybe he should have negated that just because this outs his guardian right away. But he actually holds it. I just show the Lao Lao. Goes ahead and negates it, I believe. Yup. Then I use King Long, and it's just too much for him. The deck, I just had a lot of follow-up plays. King Long was gonna get me a search. I could have dumped the Nyan Nyan, and then summon Lulu, summon Tracker, then summon Nyan Nyan from the graveyard. Lulu would have given me a search. I had the Reborn. Yeah. Shout out to Thomas. He played really well. Like I said, the boards that Virtual World makes isn't crazy. They are pretty suppressive. Definitely have to break them differently from how you break regular like Dragon Link boards and things like that. But thank you all for watching. Please hit that comment section. I read all the comments. Let me know if you guys like this type of gameplay. I'm gonna be doing a virtual world, a little story soon because you guys know that's what this channel is mainly about. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and peace.